Hi, everybody, and happy Wednesday. Today is usually Science Wednesday. However, we are going to do a cooking lesson on Science Wednesday since we didn't do a cooking lesson on Monday because it was Memorial Day. So, today we're kind of doing like a half science, half cooking experiment. And we're going to try to make cake in a mug like this. You guys, this is going to be crazy. I have never done this before, and so I am super excited to try this with you guys. So, for starters, we need to pull up our recipe. This one, it's very important to have a recipe because baking is kind of like a science. You have to kind of get all the ingredients exactly right, or it might not turn out the way you want it to. So, I'm going to read step 1. Says to put flour, sugar, cocoa powder, and baking powder, and salt, if we're using, into a mug. So, I'm going to look at my recipe, and it says I need 3 tablespoons of flour, 3 tablespoons of sugar, and 2 tablespoons of cocoa powder, and 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder. And then a pinch of salt. That just means a little bit of salt if we want it in there. So I'm going to add all those things in. So I'm going to start with flour since it's the first thing on our list. So I'm going to take my flour. And I'm going to put 3 tablespoons of flour in here. So this is a tablespoon. I'm going to put 3 of them in my mug. So 1, 2, 3. And then it says 3 tablespoons of sugar. So here we go. I'm going to get my sugar and we're going to put 3 tablespoons of that in as well. So you guys can count with me if you want to. 1, 2, and 3. Next it says 2 tablespoons of cocoa powder. This is good. This is chocolate, you guys. Yummy chocolate. So I'm going to grab my cocoa powder. Put this down so you guys can see me. So here's 1. I can get it off. Sticky. You can use your fingers like I am if you need to. 1, and just 2 this time. 2. And now we need to add 1/4 teaspoon, so just a little tiny bit of baking powder. So here it goes. So a little bit, and I'm going to dump it in here. And then it says a pinch of salt. So I'm going to open my salt. Just going to put a little bit on my hand like this to indicate a pinch. And I'm going to put it all in. And now I put all the things that the recipe told me to, so I'm going to read some more. And it is going to tell me to blend with a fork thoroughly. Here we go. So everything is mixed up in there. Look at that. Oh, it looks like I need to mix a little bit more because some of the flour. There we go. That's more like it. Look at that. All mixed up together. Now it's telling me that I need to add vegetable oil and vanilla and milk. So first it says that I need 3 tablespoons, so 3 of these again, of vegetable oil. So I'm going to add my vegetable oil in. So count with me, we need 3 tablespoons. So 1, 2, and 3. And now it says we also need 3 tablespoons of milk. So here's my milk. And I am going to pour 3 tablespoons of milk in. I'm going to move my oil over so I don't knock it over. I'm going to add 3 tablespoons of milk. 1, 2, and 3. There we go. So now I'm going to go back to my recipe on my phone. And it says, use a fork and blend until smooth. But I forgot to add something. I forgot to add my vanilla extract. That's why it's so important to read a recipe. Because it says to add vanilla, and it says a splash. We don't want to add too much, so I'm just going to add a little bit. There we go. That's plenty. So it says to blend until smooth with my fork. And then we can add in the chocolate chips. So here we go. I'm going to blend this with my fork really well, just like I would in a bowl if we were making it in a bowl. Might take a few times. Notice how one of my hands is on the cup and the other hand is on my fork. It's going around and around so I can stabilize it, because if I don't, my cup might move around. And I don't want that to happen. So here we go. Look how good that looks, guys. Look at that. It looks almost like brownie batter, cake batter. Next, I am going to add in my chocolate chips. And you can add as many as you want. Do you think that's enough? I think that's plenty. So I'm going to put those in. I'm going to get my fork back. I'm going to mix these around a little bit more. Okay, it looks like it's all set. Now, I'm going to read my recipe, and it's going to tell me how long it needs to go in the microwave for. So it's telling me that it needs to go in the microwave for 90 seconds. That's a little over 1 minute. So it's going to go in the microwave for 90 seconds, but then we need to wait 2 minutes or 3 minutes for the cake to cool, because we do not want to burn ourselves. And even when we take this out of the microwave, it might help to use an oven mitt or have an adult help you, because we do not want to burn ourselves. So we're going to go over to the microwave now. We're going to go over to the microwave and put this in for 90 seconds. This is going to be great. Put it in the microwave right here. And I'm going to put it in for 90 seconds. And after 90 seconds, a cake should emerge. I'm hoping. It's science, so sometimes it still might not go as we plan. But I am hoping that this turns into a cake in a mug. I've never made cake in a mug, so I hope it works out. And I will see you guys in 80 seconds. See you in a minute. Alright guys, so the timer just went off, and I'm going to open it and see if it turned into a cake, if my ingredients turned cake-like. So I have an oven mitt on because it might be a little hot. Look at that, guys. It turned into a cake. That is so cool that you can make cake in the microwave. Who knew? Do not touch this. It is very, very hot. So make sure you do have an oven mitt. And remember, we need to let it sit here for 2 to 3 minutes because it is very hot and we do not want to burn ourselves because that would not be a good idea. That would not be a good plan. So I'm going to leave my cake here for 2 to 3 minutes, and then you can try your own cake at home. I hope everyone tries this. It smells delicious. I'm so excited to eat this cake. Have a great Wednesday, and I will see you tomorrow for our scavenger hunt. Bye, everybody.